Good morning. It's Wednesday, the day that follows Tuesday. How interesting. Anyway, I didn't get anything done yesterday after I posted that video, so the bike is still sitting here. So I'm going to start dumping oil and stuff like that right now. In the meantime, I was sitting in the library thinking, just a sitting and a thinking and a thinking and a sitting. And I got to thinking about that shifter shaft that we took out of Fred. And the bolt hole that's threaded with a bolt in it, and how the shaft on the transmission side that was sticking out that this mates with, let's take this off, they fit together. This spline goes over the two of them and holds them together. What if this wasn't really silly, but what if it was genius? What if there obviously was another bolt over here in this threaded hole? And what if somebody had put a spring across these two to try to keep the shaft from sliding laterally, sideways, shall we say, like this, as it was used, you know? What if somebody had put a spring between the two of these bolts? And at some point in time, this one fell out and the spring went away and I found it like this. But suddenly that makes sense. You know, suddenly that makes sense. I mean, a brake spring, if you can stretch it, a medium-sized spring, whatever you got. I don't know. It's an interesting thought, and I'm glad I thunk it. So anyway, I don't know. When I get the new one, I just will think on this for a while, because you know, this kind of play here is kind of a pain in the shifter, shall we say. How interesting. Anyway, I thought I'd pass that on to you. So now I'm going to go do some actual work on the Starship. Okay, here's the old filter. It's dated 2/20, February 2020. Here's the fresh one, dated this month, 25. The locking clamp, the small diameter oil filter remover, and the sump filter taken apart and cleaned. This is a man filter, W712. I had it on my shelf. I don't know where I got it from, some bike or two. Anyway, it's fine. The one that came off, by the way, is a micro guard, maximum efficiency, yabba dabba dabba, and ramadama ding dong. And let's see what it is. It's a MGL 51348. Okay. And here's another number on it. 11719DG. Anyway, seemed to work just fine for a lot of years. Over here, I drained the sump. Was pleasantly surprised. I don't know if I've already said this, but I was pleasantly surprised to find only a small amount of oil in the sump, which means that the AMR mod was working correctly, keeping the tank from draining down into the sump. This is a little tool that I made. It clicks under here and fits under here and guides the oil into the pan. Semi pretty good, okay? Some crawls up and over just because of surface tension for some reason. So I'm going to take this drain out and I just let it fall into the oil, I don't care. And that guides it into the pan with less mess, okay? So that's what I'm doing right now, just to bring you up to speed. All right, a couple of things to point out just for the heck of it. Here's a little more detail on this thing. I just labeled it for the purpose of this video because I knew what it was for. On the other hand, Kevin will get all this stuff and someday maybe it'll help him. It's just a piece of PVC that I pop riveted a little bit of aluminum onto, made a little hook on the top that fits underneath the tank. One thing I did learn after a while is this notch at the bottom will keep oil droplets from skittering down on top of the surface tension and flying 3 feet out onto the floor. I don't know exactly how it all works, but that little notch, it actually helps, okay? So if you make one, don't forget the notch. The second thing I'm going to show you is on this side of the bike. This is a nylon tie, a knee tie, going over and holding the left cover release twist, okay? You do that after you lose a side cover while you're out on a ride and have to buy a new one and have it painted to match and everything. So anyway, I knee tie this release. So I'm going to cut that, take that off in just a second. The third thing I want to tell you about is if you have not already taken the bolt out of the bottom of your oil tank, do so as quickly as possible. It's down here at the bottom, and it goes through and it bolts up from the bottom, and the stress of the vibrations crack the bottom of your oil tank. So there are two ways of fixing the problem. One is to take the bolt out and throw it away. The other is to take the bolt and cut the head off of it and then put it back up in the tank and then put a rubber grommet in the hole that it used to go through so that it just fits down through the rubber grommet so that it, like this one, can move, but it doesn't have any stress on the tank itself, okay, because the bolt is just sticking through the grommet. That's the way I fixed this one. So if your oil bottle is still firmly bolted to this bracket under here, it's worth taking out, cleaning out, putting back with the bolt either cut off or leave off completely. If you leave it off completely, just put a big pad of rubber under here for it to sit on. Okay? Those are a couple of helpful hints, hopefully. So right now I've got the new filter. I'm going to put that on. I'm going to put the sump plug back together, put that on, and then do something else. Well, my bike has a hole in it. My goodness, look, there's a great big gap right there. By the way, I have the battery on a charger. I'll let it sit overnight, see what happens tomorrow. See if it'll still come good. Let's find out. In the meantime, over here, I have the Mikuni off the bike. Might as well take it off the bike. It's so darned easy to do. You just unscrew one screw on a clamp and one screw on the air filter and pull the oil line off, and it's just so easy to get to. It's ridiculous. This is a 34 millimeter Mikuni. You can see it right there, 34E. Okay? And I'm going to take it apart, clean it. It's actually amazingly clean. A little bit of grunge down there in the bottom. Now, I'm going to clean it up and put it back on. Now, what I'll do when I take, first of all, I want to show you something very, 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 very important. The pilot jet on a Mikuni is down inside that hole right there, way down deep. Let's see if I can zoom in and see if I can let you see it. Right there, see it in there? It's way down in there. And it's always tight. And if you just stick a screwdriver in there and try to unscrew it casually, you'll bung it up. It'll be caught in there. You can't get it out. And now you've got a big problem. So this is a little screwdriver that I've had for years and years and years. And I slimmed it down so it fits in there perfectly. And I cut the edge so it's really, really sharp. See how sharp that is? And that lets me take this out by, I don't know how to show you this, but hang on, I'll put this on the tripod. Okay, back to removing the pilot jet out of this Mikuni. Like I say, it's way down here, way down inside. This is a screwdriver that I've made a really sharp edge on, and I've skinned it down so it fits in the hole beautifully. One of the other advantages of this one is that the handle fits into a 1/2-inch wrench. And all of that put together lets me go down here, put it into the slot. It's in the slot now. Put this on here, hold the body, press down really, really hard, and break it free. And once you've broken it free, it comes out just beautifully. But if you do it casually, you're going to bung up the head of this tiny little pilot jet and just play hob trying to get it out of there. Okay? So I'm going to give you all the specs on the stuff I use, parts I use in my bike in this carb, because this carb set up the way it is on this motorcycle, oh my gosh, it's wonderful. All right, I'll be back in a while. Okay, well, I've got the Mikuni completely disassembled. Word of caution, watch out for this tiny little spring here. It is used, if I can get this thing to focus down, well, I guess I can't. All right, it is used to hold the gas needle inside this gas needle assembly. And it will go spring in a heartbeat. So be really, 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 really careful with that. This spring is for the pilot jet air adjuster. And down here I have the needle being a 60H3, the main jet being a 260, pilot jet being a 25. The needle jet assembly is 159P2, and the slide is a 2.5. This combination works great. I don't know, it's been so long. I mean, I put this thing on my bike back in, oh gosh, late 1970s? Maybe the 80s, I don't remember. I really don't. It may have come that way. I bought it from JRC Engineering as a kit. They also supplied this, not with the kit, but that's where I got this, JRC Engineering. Fits beautifully. This combination, whether it came this way or I eventually put it this way, unclear. Bottom line, it really, 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 really works well. So if you're, by the way, if you are working with Mikunis and want to do some super tuning, I have more information than you can shake a stick at. And if you email me, I'll send it all to you. So there it is, all apart. I'm going to clean it, put it back together. Here we go. Okay, all the individual parts are shiny, bright, and happy duty. So I'm going to go ahead and put this thing back together. This is the, if you might take a look. Let's see if you can see in here. There is dirt in that cleaning fluid. So it's worthwhile doing. So anyway, gonna put it back together now. Okay, so for all practical purposes, you can't put this thing together wrong. I mean, to put it together wrong, you'd really have to work hard at it. So I'm just gonna let this thing run while I do this and see how long it takes. If it takes too long, I'll just speed it up a little bit. So I'm gonna stop now, and here we go. Scooby-Dooby-Doo and Rabbit-Dabba-Ding-Dong. Now this little bitty spring goes over top of that to keep it from falling out. It snaps into place like so. Oh, let me show you something. We'll take that out, take this out, and show you a trick that Mikuni does that I wish Emil would do. This is the gas valve. It's not rubber tipped, works just fine. What it does do is has a spring-loaded pin in it. See that? Let's see, how do you get it to zoom? All right, that's better. Let's do this. So if you're cleaning the Mikuni, make sure that that springy thingy is still springy in there. I have had them come out with enough corrosion to hold them solid. But isn't that nice? I wish Emil would do that. Okay, back down to here. Goes in there. This goes over top of it and snaps into place. That's the little spring that loves to go sprawling. Keeps it in. Okay, like so. Now what you want to do, what you want to do is put this on first. Who's on second? He's on first. Okay, so that was fun. Mm-hmm. Now, if you were a fiber washer, where would you go? On here? Like that? Or underneath of there? Hard to tell, isn't it? Should it go under the plate or over the plate? I'm going to put it over the plate. Not sure exactly what this plate does for a living. Maybe some sort of splash control. Couldn't anybody move? Ah, here it is. Okay. Now, as far as the adjustment here is concerned, what you want is for it to be level. Let's see, can you get in here? Want it to be level when it just touches the gas valve. Right there. It's nice and level, just touching it. And pushing up that little spring gas valve assembly. Right there. All right. This is the idle adjustment. It goes straight in here. Or straight in here. Whichever one is threaded. There it is. Okay. The pilot jet air mixture screw is on this side where it's really hard to get at on a twin carb bike. And when I took it out, it was 1.5 turns out. So I'll put it back in all the way and then come out 1/2, 1, 1.5. That ought to be a really good starting point. Okay? Scooby-Dooby-Doo, let's see. These have to slide smoothly. Okay. Anything left over? This little tubey goes into that little holy. Like so. Now at this point, if you do this, you can hear the floats bouncing around. That's a good thing. You know, I noticed a little grunge inside this drain plug, and I don't think I addressed it. So I'm going to take that out. And see if what I saw was real or not. what's missing. There's something missing there. Okay. Wish I'd done that earlier. Well, there's a little bit of grunge in there. Let's clean it out. And now we will put it back. Okay, I'm going to hang the carb. I'll be back. Okay, the carburetor is remounted and has real good throttle action. As we like to say, good snap. All right, now the one thing I didn't do that I wish I had was check for any flow, if there's any garbage gas in here. Well, I'll do it here. I'll take these nuts off and see if there's any garbage gas left in the bottom of that tank, or if there's any problem with that indicates there's a problem with the petcocks. So I'll do that next. All right. Well, there was some stale gas in the tank, so I've drained it out. I've got the bike on the charger. I'm just going to let it sit here overnight and put gas in it and try a first start tomorrow morning. I've done enough for one day. Just had a big lunch. I think I hear a siesta calling my name.